Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. I am just excited about Zombies 5 after Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires and its fallout with that vortex touching down on land and so much speculation as to what was actually inside of that vortex. Now if you know anything about a vortex pretty much represents doom and the end of the world. So that makes for a very exciting Zombies 5. We don't know if it's even going to be called Zombies 5 now that Zed and Addison are no longer the lead characters in the franchise. But with Malachi Burton and Freya Skye, one would think or expect that the emphasis would be on vampires, daywalkers, and nightwalkers and the confliction over the blood fruit and whatever this vortex is going to detail. There are so many predictions already being made early on, from mermaids to witches to sirens. Everything's been discussed. Even pirates have been thrown into the conversation. I would be really excited to see mermaids because I have been a fan of mermaid tales for forever. I live on this island where tales about fairies and mermaids have been brought up in the conversation almost every day of my life. And I think that mermaids are beautiful creatures. But even though they are perceived as beautiful creatures, they are also looked at as very devious and very cunning creatures. So if you flip the coin, it makes for a very interesting story by the time we get to Zombies 5. And I would be really excited to see them go out in a speedboat and discover what is actually inside of that vortex. A vortex represents doom and the end of the world. Could Zombies 5 be the end of the world? I really don't know. We are embarking on an incredible journey, a new franchise with new characters and new storylines that are going to be debuting, and I'm really excited to see how they elaborate on the relationship between Nova and Victor, who look adorable together. That duet they performed called Dreams Come True was a beautiful duet where they had seen each other in their dreams ever before meeting each other, and prior to meeting each other, that's all they ever wanted to do, was meet who they were encountering in their dreams. And I'm sure that many of you have had situations in your own life where you dream about that same girl or that same guy every night of your life, and you wish more than anything in the world that you would give anything to meet them. And many of you are still waiting on that opportunity to occur. I've had many encounters in my own life of people that I've thought I've seen in my dreams, and we've hit it off as best friends, and we're still best friends to this very day. So if anything, Descendants and Zombies has inspired us that dreams can happen for us. It's all about just how much you believe in those dreams that you keep encountering every night that you fall asleep, or every time that you fall asleep, I should say. I am your host of the Descendants and Zombies show. I am your voice of Descendants and Zombies. I am here to help you make sense of Descendants and Zombies. I am not to bring down your hopes about Descendants and Zombies seeing a release date as late as 2028, because that's what the critics want you to believe, that we will see a release date as late as 2028, which is too far away from my liking, which means I am going to be here every night of my life posting a video about Descendants and Zombies until we edge ever closer to the release window closing on Descendants and Zombies for you guys to get your next chapter of the new franchise, because this is what it's setting up for. We saw the passing of the torch between Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim's characters Zed and Addison from Victor and Nova, and now Victor and Nova have to carry on the legacy of the Zombies franchise. The thing about the Zombies franchise is it's very unpredictable, and you don't know what you're going to get from chapter to chapter. With Descendants, the predictions that could have been made were very obvious of how the plot was going to unfold and be untangled, and it's been that way ever since Descendants 4 The Rise of Red premiered in July of 2024. Now with Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland coming up, we're wondering now who the villain will be, what kind of confliction will ascend for Red and Pink's characters, and with this new Pink character coming in being referred to as a mini Bridget, which is very disrespectful by a lot of critics. I think we really need to give Liamani Segura a chance to develop her character, because there's something called character psychology and the development of a character. And once you nail the development of a character and understand character psychology, which is basically exemplifying traits of a character to bring a character to life, that character ultimately becomes more powerful. They feel empowered. They get to a point where they feel a stage of empowerment, and that really creates a beautiful atmosphere for the set of a movie, because when you really believe who you are, it really brings a character to life in a way that I don't think any other character for Descendants has ever been brought to life and is yet to be brought to life. Like how Kylie Control really embodied and embraced the character Red. I mean, that's what she had to do. That's what Ruby Rose Turner had to do, embrace the character Bridget, because how can you portray a character that was once so kind, who is just portrayed as an evil villain, who just wants to get the better of everybody because of her own intentions, her own evil intentions. And I don't think that anyone ever expected Kylie Control to do as powerful as a job as a representation of the young Queen of Hearts daughter Red as what she did. It made me really excited to find out what was going to happen by the time we saw Descendants 5. And a lot of people thought that Descendants 4 The Rise of Red was just a one-shot wonder. But I don't believe that at all. I think that in order to tell a story, you have to tell a story in more than just 90 minutes. A lot of people believe, what got me about the critics, is that a lot of people believed that they had told the story and completed it. And I'm shutting that down because I don't think you can tell a story in 90 minutes and complete it. I really don't. You have to allocate at least 3 or 4 movies, 3 or 4 different chapters before you've told the story and completed it. I mean, Descendants, the trilogy, got to a point where they had believed they had told the story and completed it, but they used Cameron Boyce's death as the exit sign. And once they saw that exit sign and had that opportunity to go through the exit door and pursue other ventures, they took that opportunity. They shut the door on our hopes and dreams a little bit too quick and left us in the dark wondering if we would see new characters, new storylines for a new Descendants franchise. And it took 5 years, a 5-year hiatus for us to get to this point. So do we deserve to be let down in our hopes and dreams? No, we don't. So if anything, I am here to help you make sense of the Descendants franchise. On the very first video a year and a half ago on this YouTube channel, I promised you at least one Descendants and Zombies video every day. And I like to believe that I fulfilled that promise, along with going on beyond the requirements of a YouTube creator to create these beautiful videos about Descendants and Zombies with beautiful messages of positive reviews of your favorite characters, because I really did feel inspired by people like Dove Cameron back in the day, and now I feel even more inspired and enthralled by what Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker are offering to the franchise. And a lot of that has to do with their friendship, because they have been incredibly supportive of each other, and that's one thing I have a tremendous amount of respect for two girls for having, is a tremendous amount of respect for each other. You know, oftentimes people are brought together for the purpose of a cast, like Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment, which is the prime example I can use for you. Hannah Montana fame. Over 15 years ago, they couldn't stand each other, and they always wanted to one-up each other and get the better of each other. It wasn't until the Hannah Montana movie they hit it off. But then you have these beautiful friendships like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, who have been friends for forever, been in each other's music videos, been in each other's presence for their lifetime, like Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell had been prior to Descendants. And some of these most beautiful friendships create the most beautiful of chemistry. I mean, it was so hard for them to really make people believe they hated each other in those fight scenes they were in Descendants, saving each other from Jabberwockers, getting into fight scenes, incidents if you would, and studying parkour, which I have a tremendous amount of respect for them doing. You know, when you can bring character traits to life and really make people believe in what you're watching, which Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker did so effectively and so powerfully, that really says a testament to, you know, how far this franchise has come. Because years ago, with the portrayal of the characters Mal and Evie, nobody ever thought that nobody else would ever do a far better job than what Mal and Evie's characters were portrayed by Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson for their beautiful friendship, which was equally as powerful. But here come Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker with incentive to do the absolute best they could. Nobody knew what the direction it was going to be headed in, with Jennifer Fang, you know, taking the wing as the producer of Descendants and Zombies. I just want to put it out there, too, that I would love to be the producer of Descendants and Zombies. So much magic would happen, so many creative characters would be brought into the creative process, because there's an understanding of a character and so many underappreciated characters in fairy tale legacies that have yet to be told. I think that Rapunzel's daughter could have her story told, the Little Mermaid's daughter Melody could have her story told, Hercules' son or daughter could have their story told. It's just a matter of opening up the door of endless possibilities and having a creative mind and a lot of creative energy. And I like to believe that I could withstill that in the minds of every Descendants fan. I would be the Tim Burton of the Descendants franchise if one could ever believe that, because I just have a creative mind and I would just love to be a part of it. From the very first moment I laid eyes on the Descendants franchise, I wanted to have something to do with it. I wanted to talk about Descendants and Zombies in a light that was never talked about before, because a lot of people will just sit on their podcasts and they will criticize Descendants and Zombies, and they have no place or any business criticizing Descendants and Zombies with how many people love it. I mean, there are tens of millions of people across all social media platforms weighing in with their opinions on Descendants and Zombies. Now, I know that the franchises have a fair number of haters out there who think they should stop making Descendants and Zombies movies. But I'm here to shut that down too and say that no, they don't have to stop making Descendants and Zombies movies because you don't appreciate the story, and that's why you hate it. Or there's a lot of jealousy that exists inside of your heart. That's the only conclusion, formidable conclusion that I can draw, is that there's jealousy that exists inside of your heart. It's because of jealousy you hate Descendants and Zombies. But for every person who hates Descendants and Zombies, there is a girl out there who loves it entirely with all of her heart. So does she deserve to have her hopes and dreams discouraged? No. And I don't want to take that away from anybody. I want you to believe more than you ever have before. We will see Descendants 5, Wicked Wonderland. It'll be the best movie of the franchise, this new spin-off series. And we will get to a point where we'll see Zombies 5. We just don't know when. But with how many supernatural creatures have yet to see their introduction into the Zombies franchise, oh, we still have a long way to go. And I am incredibly excited to sit here on this podcast every night of my life for the rest of my life if I have to, for the foreseeable future, I'll say that much, and talk about Descendants and Zombies, because it's a franchise that unquestionably has touched my heart in so many unspeakable ways. So many ways that I can't even put into words for you how much it's affected my life. It's really affected my thought process. It's all I think about, because I want you to get the most out of your viewing experience on YouTube. And I've been a YouTuber all of my life. One thing I love to do with my life is create YouTube videos for whatever niche I was creating videos on in my past. But I felt as if I was talking to niches that really weren't taking me serious, for video games and movies and TV, what have you, and professional wrestling, of course, because many of you remember me for being a pro wrestling podcaster years ago. It's been 25 years of an incredible journey that you girls have got me on, and the most incredible journey I have yet to witness with Descendants of Zombies. You know, we've got a year for Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland, and I will take that for what it's worth. Even if it means sitting on this podcast for the next 365 days, talking about Descendants of Zombies and interesting you in the value of the product, and helping you make sense of what you necessarily can't at the expense of these critics who love to hate on Descendants and Zombies and all the supernatural creatures. I haven't even heard people making fun of the titles that we could see by Zombies 5, and I'm not going to get into that because it's utterly ridiculous how repulsive some of these people are. I've seen people sit on their professional podcasts, quote unquote, and really criticize this and tear down its credibility, and I've heard enough of it, and I just wanted to be here for each and every one of you as a guy that actually likes and genuinely respects people like Kylie Control. Because should Kylie Control cry herself to sleep every night because she can't make sense of her relationship in her own life? No. Because I firmly believe that Kylie Control did nothing wrong. Her gym regimen speaks for itself. She's stronger than ever. The character Red feels more empowered than any other Descendants character ever that could have donned that role or celebrity. And I think she deserves a profound amount of credit for coming off as inspirations to each and every single person who's ever believed in Kylie Control. And I've never ever wanted to take that away from everybody. I think her music is fabulous, and I think it's a constant struggle producing an album independently, because producing an album professionally for the way the media wants to perceive you is not necessarily the way that people want to take their careers in. It's not the direction that I would want to head in. And I've seen a lot of people crash and burn under pressure. I saw Demi Lovato years ago crash under pressure, and I never thought she'd get to the point that she's at now, performing a Camp Rock reunion more recently with Joe Jonas. Congratulations to her. But Demi Lovato really cracked under pressure. So too did Bridget Mendler before becoming the CEO of a space station with her husband from Good Luck Charlie fame. Disney really expects you to be a grown-up adult at the age of 8 years old. And that's the issue forever and always that I've had with Disney, is that they expect you to be a grown-up at 8 years old. I mean, what do you understand at 8 years old? You're just breaking into the industry. And then you have people like Ruby Rose Turner, who deserve more of a creative opportunity than what they've ever been given, coming out at the age of 12 years old, which was really courageous. That I give Ruby a profound amount of credit for doing, because a lot of people wouldn't do that at 12 years old. She took it for what it was worth. She didn't care what people thought of her. And at 12 years old, she comes out and says, I like girls. So the thing is, I think more people deserve respect in the music industry and the entertainment industry than what they've been given. And that's why I'm here. Because I've seen a lot of people crack under pressure, and it really doesn't need to happen this way. What needs to happen is more people need to jump on the fan wagon for people like Kylie Contrell and Malia Baker and let them know that the support is there for them. And that's all I've ever wanted to do. I've never wanted to come on here and review the friendship between Kylie Control and Malia Baker in such a negative way and present a negative vibe for my show. It's just sometimes I get overcame with emotion in years past, and I was so excited that everybody was subscribing to the show that I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't quite know what to make of it. I was becoming famous overnight for a lot of to-the-point opinions I may have had about Ryan McCartan and Kylie Control's boyfriend, which I can't thank you enough for allowing me to do, and having me be the voice of Descendants and Zombies for the last 10 years, because it's been an incredible journey that you've got me on. And ever since the very first video that I uploaded about Descendants over a decade ago, I've achieved worldwide popularity for talking about these franchises and have become your voice of Descendants and Zombies. And I really hope that I come off as an inspiration and people run away feeling inspired to create their own YouTube or to talk about Descendants and Zombies in their own light with the same passion that we share, because this is a passion that's brought us all together. We're not here because of any other reason, only Descendants and Zombies. You clicked on this thumbnail because you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies. So do I have any business criticizing Kylie Control? No, I really don't. Do I have any business criticizing Ruby Rose Turner because she made so many critical decisions in her life and got her to the point that she's at? No. Because I think every project that Kylie Control and Ruby Rose Turner have been involved with, no matter if you're talking about Orange is the New Black or Gabby Dern and the Unsittables or Coop and Cammy Ask the World have been fabulous. It's just people find more time in criticizing TV shows like that inspired so many people from all walks of life from various age demographics like Descendants is doing now. It was really a catapult to offer more opportunities to Kylie Cantrell, because she went from High School Musical the series and Gabby Duran all the way to Descendants, and now she's one of the biggest and most revered stars in the world, and posting videos on TikTok that she seems to be having the time of her life doing. And that's what I want to see Kylie Cantrell doing, having fun. I love seeing your favorite Descendants stars having fun. I can never get enough of Kylie Cantrell posting TikTok videos as opposed to her posting videos on TikTok where she can't make sense of a relationship or how her political point of view about Donald Trump made its way into the conversation. Kylie, if I have to, I meant what I said. I'll run for President of the United States in 2028 and shoot videos out of this room every night when I address the nation after 8 p.m. on my YouTube channel. Because you deserve a president you can finally be proud of. Free healthcare, free trips to Disney, free Disney Plus. It will all be allocated at the expense of your president, and you'll finally have a president you can be proud of. Because, Kylie, I won't let you down, and I'll send you the biggest bouquet of flowers if you perform on the night of my inauguration. You and all your favorite Descendant stars. Because in all honesty, I think that Kylie Cantrell has had her heart broken for far long enough now, and I think more people need to support her and help her piece the broken pieces of her heart back together. Because I know what that's like. I know what that's like to feel as if you're in a position where you can't get out of it, and you feel like you're let down by everybody in your life. I know what it's like to be certain people, and I know what it's like to feel like you've had your heart broken. But in the light of having your heart broken, there is a more powerful light of acceptance from people like Descendants and Zombies fans who will love you unconditionally for forever. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support that you've shown this YouTube channel, because I honestly can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing, or anywhere else in the world I would rather be, than having had the honor to sit behind this podcast microphone for however long it's been, 16, 17, 18 years, talking about Descendants and Zombies for forever. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel and the 2,000 watch hours that we have accumulated on this YouTube channel, because I didn't do this by myself. This would have never happened if not for each and every one of you, because I could be uploading videos on YouTube, getting 1 hour of watch time per video. But I have over 3,000 subscribers, 50,000 views going to cross over this week, and now over 2,000 watch hours to add to those lists of accolades. And this would have never happened if not for your incredible amount of love and support, because that's really what it was for this YouTube channel, was an incredible amount of outpouring of love and support that helped this YouTube channel get to the point that it was at. Because there are a lot of YouTube creators out there that have thousands of views with probably only 1 or 2 Descendants videos uploaded to their YouTube channels because of movie raves or What's the Buzz or Yep Studio. I know how it goes. But the most of it, the majority of it is AI. It's never a guy hosting a show specifically devoted to talking about Descendants and Zombies. And I've made a lot of investments for this show. I really have. I put $5,000 behind this YouTube channel. I'm going to be investing another $400 for equipment later on this October in the fall for the show, which is a new professional microphone and what have you, because I really do love this show. I really do love being here. I love how people now can find this show and they can, talk about Descendants and Zombies in the way it was meant to be talked about and discuss it in the comments, in the chat forum, what have you, which is open for discussion. The thing is, if you're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies, talk about it in a light that makes people feel empowered, makes people feel confident, makes people feel strong. Because ultimately, if you don't aspire to be strong, you'll never be it, and you'll never realize your dreams. And that's really what Descendants and Zombies has allocated the time that it's been a part of our lives, for however long it's been a part of our lives, to encourage us all that dreams can become a reality and can happen for us. And that's why I'll come back later on tonight with another review about Descendants and Zombies, because I really do believe in the power of Descendants and Zombies. I really do believe in each and every one of you for whatever dream you may have. That could be joining the cheerleading squad, joining the swim team, joining the track and field team, whatever dream it is, being a pro wrestler. Go for it, because you only have one life to live. And as I've often said many times over this podcast microphone, time is the most precious commodity that we are ever allocated. Why? Simply because time always runs out, and it never fails to run out. It's all about how much time we have and how we allocate the time that we've been given. Because in all honesty, how we spend that time with our loved ones, with our girlfriend, with our boyfriend, that's all that really matters. Because at the end of the day, if you have one friend that you've held on to for your entire life, a girl that you tell everything to, a girl's bond is stronger than anything in this universe, and it will help you through any amount of darkness that you may encounter. Kind of like how you guys helped me make sense of my own life and gave me the opportunity to be the voice of Descendants and Zombies. Because while I may have never been anybody else's voice, I was your voice. And you gave me a chance to revitalize my career and brought my career back in a way that I never imagined that my career would have ever been brought back. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, and allowing me to express my opinions and my desires with this franchise and where I thought it was headed. How the franchise I thought should have played out, different storylines and angles that could have happened that never ever did, and be filled with so much excitement and anticipation to meet new characters from The Princess and the Frog and Encanto, and this new character portrayed by Leomani Segura, who I really think is going to be a fabulous addition to the Descendants franchise. And I'll just leave it at that because of all the confliction that's going to ascend now from the controversy between Red and her sister, because we all love sibling quarrels. We've all had a sibling quarrel at one point or another in our lives. I know because I've seen videos of it on YouTube. I've seen it in everyday life. It's really incredible. And I just want to say thank you to the YouTube algorithm for every single night really pushing these videos further out into the algorithm so more people can find them and have a greater appreciation for the content that I create, because I've noticed that a lot of the videos that you search up about Wicked Wonderland, Descendants, what have you, are my videos. And thank you so much for that. I can only hope, as a YouTube creator, this is the deal, that somebody is going to find my video, is going to click on my thumbnail and watch the video from beginning to end. And if you have, you deserve to be honored. And you deserve a tremendous amount of respect, because when you watch these videos, you really don't have to. You take it for what it's worth, you take my opinion for what it's worth, and you run away with it. And you come back for the next video. And some people out there, believe it or not, are actually really excited to hear my opinion and my take on the Descendants franchise. How I love the color schemes, the beautiful music, the plot, and how it unfolds. And I think that even though characters like Zed and Addison have had their time with Descendants and Zombies, over and done with, and they're exiting the fold, I think there is a chance we could even see a cameo from them. While they may be sitting behind the camera for Zombies 5, with this franchise still having a long way to go, you can never offer somebody enough creative sense or creative direction. Believe you me, I've seen a lot of people crack under pressure independently in the music industry, in the movie business, in the TV industry. TV is broken up into genres. So if Descendants is an action-adventure musical, then it's an action-adventure musical for forever and always, for the powerful music and the powerful script. And I think Descendants and Zombies are at a point now where they're the most powerful franchise of all time. And I think a profound amount of credit needs to be given to the stars of it for really bringing it to life, and a profound beyond amount of credit needs to be given to each and every one of you, because without you, Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker wouldn't have gotten to this point. They would have been just merely stars on Disney Channel that would have probably just had one TV show that would have just faded off into obscurity. But because of the powerful message that existed behind Descendants and Zombies, they will not only go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time, you guys will go down in the history for being one of the greatest of all time, and I can only hope that I will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time, or at least that's the hope that I've got, really the only hope that I've got. And with the way the analytics are suggesting on this YouTube channel, with over 50,000 views coming on this YouTube channel, and over 3,000 subscribers, and now 2,000 watch hours being the latest accolade, oh my God, this is truly incredible. This is the greatest honor that I think any YouTube creator could ever have bestowed upon them. And I have each and every one of you to thank in the final few moments of this third podcast that I'm uploading to my YouTube channel today. I upload videos between 25 minutes apart, because the more videos you upload, it increases your watch hours every day on your YouTube channel. And because I really do want to make the most of the Descendants and Zombies experience, because I think that the variety of videos that you're seeing on YouTube at Descendants and Zombies really are adding up. And as long as they continue not to add up, I think better videos can be thrown up on YouTube channels. They can really make sense of. Funny videos, informative videos, educational videos, what have you. And I think that more people could be doing a better job talking about Descendants and Zombies than what they've been doing, because I think a lot of people have been really just letting you down on your hopes and dreams. And I just wanted to put a stop to that. I just wanted to help you make sense of Descendants and Zombies in a way that it's never been made sense of before, because that's what you deserve. You deserve to hear nothing but the best about your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars. And I like to believe, for one, while I may not be the most popular Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel in the world right now, although I'm etching ever closer to being it, I like to believe that I've done that and accomplished my goal as a YouTube creator. So this is how this will happen. Later on tonight, I will return with another video with my opinion in it on Descendants and Zombies. And I hope that you will join me for that video, because I have a lot to say where either Descendants and Zombies or both go. Everything from the Worlds Collide Tour to the upcoming Zombies 5 release date to all the rumors surrounding Descendants 5, Wicked Wonderland. I hope you will join me for it, because I really do believe that kindness really does go a long way in this world. And the more emphatic message of kindness that we can spread, the stronger people are going to become, and the further that message of kindness will indeed be spread, and I can't do it without you. So I think this is the most perfect opportunity that we've ever had to spread our own message of kindness. Be kind to one another. We will talk again in just a few hours from now. Until then, keep kindness in your heart, as I will keep you in mine. Bye, YouTube. We will talk again in just a few hours from now, because life really is sweeter when all of us are.